Volcanoes by Seymour Simon. Throughout history, people have told stories about volcanoes. The early Romans believed in Vulcan, their god of fire. They thought that Vulcan worked at a hot forge, striking sparks as he made swords and armor for the other gods. It is from the Roman god Vulcan that we get the word volcano. The early Hawaiians told legends of the wanderings of Pele, their goddess of fire. Pele was chased from her homes by her sister Namaka, goddess of the sea. Pele moved constantly from one Hawaiian island to another. Finally, Pele settled in a mountain called Kilauea on the big island of Hawaii. Even though the islanders tried to please Pele, she burst forth every few years. Kilauea is still an active volcano. In early times, no one knew how volcanoes formed or why they spouted red-hot molten rock. In modern times, scientists began to study volcanoes. They still don't know all the answers, but they know much about how a volcano works. Our planet is made up of many layers of rock. The top layers of solid rock are called the crust. Deep beneath the crust is the mantle, where it is so hot that some rock melts. The melted or molten rock is called magma. Volcanoes are formed when magma pushes its way up through the cracks in Earth's crust. This is called a volcanic eruption. When magma pours forth on the surface, it is called lava. In this photograph of an eruption, you can see great fountains of boiling lava forming fiery rivers and lakes. As lava cools, it hardens to form rock that is also called lava. A volcano is a hill or mountain formed by erupted material that piles up around the vent. Mount Rainier in the state of Washington is an ice-covered volcano that last erupted in the 19th century. Not far from Mount Rainier and another volcano, Mount Adams, top right, is Mount St. Helens, bottom left. Native Americans and early settlers in the Northwest had seen Mount St. Helens puff out some ash, steam, and lava in the mid-1800s. Yet for more than a century, the mountain seemed quiet and peaceful. In March 1980, Mount St. Helens awakened from its long sleep. First, there were a few small earthquakes that shook the mountain. Then, on March 27th, Mount St. Helens began to spout ash and steam. Each day brought further earthquakes until by mid-May, more than 10,000 small earthquakes had been recorded. The mountain began to swell up and crack. Sunday, May 18th, dawned bright and clear. The mountain seemed much the same as it had been for the past month. Suddenly, at 8:32 a.m., Mount St. Helens erupted with incredible force. The energy released in the eruption was equal to 10 million tons of dynamite. The eruption of Mount St. Helens was the most destructive in the history of the United States. 60 people lost their lives. Measurable ash fell over a huge area of more than 75,000 square miles. Hundreds of houses and cabins were destroyed, leaving many people homeless. Miles of highway, roads, and railways were badly damaged. The force of the eruption was so great that entire forests were blown down like rows of matchsticks. Compare the way Mount St. Helens looked before and after the eruption. The top of the volcano and a large segment of its north face slid away. In its place is a huge volcanic crater. In 1982, the mountain and the area around it were dedicated as the Mount St. Helens National Volcanic Monument. Visitor centers allow people to view the actively growing lava dome that now partially fills the crater.